feel really lucky to get to do a mandolin banjo workshop this festival morning with you guys, because basically mandolin and banjo are the essence of what bluegrass music is.
Or at least we think so.
We think so. The beginning days of bluegrass music, it really came together in Bill Monroe's band when banjo was incorporated, when Earl Scruggs joined that group.
Right.
That was the sound of bluegrass. And so I guess we'll talk a little bit about that today and play some songs for you. And how about the Bluegrass Stomp?
Okay, yeah, great.
This one's in D, if you want to jam along.
side. Everyone else in here looks like mandolin
Even
players.
the score of the game out here a little bit.
Yeah.
I just got this one. A guy out of Georgia built it named Randy Wood. He's been building mandolins for a long time. I've known him for a long time too, but I just got this one last September. So I'm still breaking it in, but I really, really like it so far. It's pretty much sounded good from day one. Plays really well. Got a nice one there
Thanks.
too.
Around.
Very cool.
Used to belong to James Allen Shelton.
No kidding.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
And Adam Steffi had played it on one of his albums.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool.
very cool.
Yeah, that's cool. It's cool to know the history behind the
Yeah.
instrument, you know?
It's well worn too,
Yeah.
yeah, you can tell.
The amount of like how much it flares out, most of the time you don't see it like that.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like a banister, you know?
Yep,
Yeah, that's interesting.
super nice. Did you put the wear on the pick guard, or was that from
Yeah.
Adam?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was just long nails.
cool.
Davis Square, yeah. It's, they have, bluegrass, they have a bunch of different, it's kind of an Irish pub, and it's mostly Irish music, but they used to do bluegrass on Thursdays. And for a while, the gig kind of got passed around between a bunch of our friends, but she had it for about a year, and basically that group that's now the Palmetto Bluegrass Band was playing at the Burren every week for, I don't even know what year that was, like 2011, I guess. A lot of 2011 we were playing together or something. I'm not sure.
2011
I
and
think it
12.
was, yeah, I think it was 2011
Yeah.
and like half of 2012 maybe or something like that.
Mhm.
But anyway, it's one of those things where it's friends. We've been making music together for over about the past 4 or 5 years really together. So it's really exciting now to call it a real band, and put it
Yeah,
on
that's great.
stage and
That's fun.
have a lot of fun.
Well, Joni and I met, became friends because we took Tony Watt's class, gym class in
Yep.
Albany.
Awesome.
So, that's how we got to be friends. Now we see each other on Facebook and at all the festivals and stuff. It's a great way to meet people.
It
Oh,
sure is.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Tony is an instigator of relationships.
Mhm.
Definitely, yes.
Tony is the reason why Della Mae called me to join Della Mae.
Oh, nice.
Tony and I had played in a band together when he still lived in Nashville before he moved to New York. And we played in a band called Cage's Bend together and
Yeah, I
made
have
a
your
record.
CD or one of the CDs.
Mhm.
Oh, cool.
Yep, we only did one, so
Okay.
that's
Okay.
the one. But we were in that band together, did a tour in England together, and then when he moved to Boston and met the girls in Della Mae, he told them about me, and they called, and
Wow.
he convinced me to come to Boston and try out for Della Mae, so
Well worth it.
it worked out.
Yeah.
Right.
He's a good
Yeah.
facilitator of those
Yes.
Wait,
relationships.
were you not from Boston originally then?
I'm from South Carolina.
Oh.
Yeah,
'Cause it's only been however many years I've seen you around in Boston.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Mhm.
oh, you came up there for that. Cool.
Yeah, I moved up on a whim.
Nice. Well,
Mm-hmm.
we're all glad you did.
Thank you, I am too. I've since moved to Nashville.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've been in Nashville since July will be 2 years. So, yeah, it's a little
Oh.
warmer in Nashville.
So when
a
you
little
came
warmer
around to the
climate.
Can Tab a couple times.
Yeah,
that you
Recently,
were-
like we played in September. We were just actually up visiting for a wedding.
Oh, cool.
mhm.
Got it.
So,
But it's one of those things where everyone else is up here, in the band. Everyone else is up here, and the Can Tab is like our old. It's actually where we met. It's like our old stomping grounds, So if we can get any opportunity, we were looking at the calendar, and we were like, oh well, we're going up on this weekend for a wedding. If we can just call Jeff and maybe stay till Tuesday, we can play at the Can Tab. And so he was
we're actually
generous
pulling
enough.
that
We're doing the same thing this
again
weekend. We're playing the
Tuesday,
Can Tab on
so.
Tuesday.
You'll be there Tuesday?
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
Thanks for letting me know.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll be doing the second set. We did the first set last time we were there in September, but we're doing the second set
I
this
think
evening.
it's the 10 o'clock spot.
Yeah, I can never remember if it's 9:30 or 10. I think it's 10. Whatever time it is,
Yeah.
we'll be doing it. Why don't we play like Shucking the Corn?
Sure.
Another. It's the banjo version of what we just did, because it's got the third part. Y'all familiar with Shucking the Corn? In G. Chuck along with it if you want.
Very nice.
All right. Thanks, y'all. Let's say that was like, as far as talking about mandolin and banjo playing together, one of the things that I think that we touched on last year, and one of the things I was thinking about this morning, thinking about what to talk about, is kind of like where each instrument plays on the beat and how that relates to different tempos. For example, that was like a nice medium tempo, and I would say that I was playing just like right down the middle of the line on the beat, you know. And so talking about beat placement, that's like, it's kind of like if you were to, it's too bad we don't have oh, we do have a marker. It's time to go to school. So if you were to think of like each note, you know, as like happening, like, you know, the notes are going along or whatever, and each one is just kind of like a big circle. It's like you could play kind of right down the middle, which is what you would think. You know, you would think it's like either you're in the right place or you're the wrong place, but this is like a very subtle thing. Some in certain types of certain, you know, styles of bluegrass, people might put their note attack kind of right here on the very forefront of the beat, or like in certain styles people might put it right here on the back end, you know. And it's like, that's the type of thing that's really, really small subtleties to listen to. But for example, like I would say that on this last tune I was playing like right down the middle, but at a faster tempo where the banjo like jumps out and really feels like it's really driving, you know, that would be more like putting it on the front end, like kind of coming in, basically like not coming in early, but almost like coming in early. And then at slower tempos, it's almost, with the banjo, it's almost the opposite. You know, it's like a hesitant type of feel that kind of gives a little tension to the music, you know. And with the mandolin, most often her role is to vary less on that spectrum than the banjo would be, you know, so that the banjo is kind of maybe pushing or pulling against the more steady rhythmic.
That creates a tension that gives you that feeling, that funny feeling. Wow,
Right.
how's that happening? When you put on a CD or you hear people jamming and it feels really great and it's all moving along really fluidly. From my experience, they're usually messing around with the timing a little bit with the banjo very out front, and the band stays right on the beat. If the band is playing right on the beat, the mandolin and the bass particularly speaking, and the banjo is out front, he's chugging it along, but the band is holding it right where it needs to be, so it creates a tension that creates the musical sound that really gives you an energetic feeling. You're getting an energy from the music that creates a really cool dynamic.
Yeah, it's one of those things that when a band, it's hard for people to talk about and it's hard for people to focus on, but once a band is really comfortable with each other and you may not even ever have to talk about it, but it's just after playing with the right people, it just, when things line up like that, that's when the magic happens. If you will.
Is it possible to demo that?
Yeah, absolutely.
With you?
I was thinking maybe we could kick off like On My Way Back to the Old Home or something would be like the fast version of like where I could play out front, and then we could kick off or play a time through like Those Memories or Broken Hearted Lover or something, where it's very much like the patient kind of me sitting on the back end,
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that?
Sure. Can we get out of G though?
Yeah. Where you want to go? B? A?
Anywhere but G.
How about A? Do you want us to do like a chorus of Those Memories or something?
Sure.
That's an A, right? Maybe On My Way Back to the Old Home's not good. What's something else fast that you'd like to sing in there?
I can sing 40 years.
What about Little Girl of Mine in Tennessee?
Okay. Are you gonna sing it, or do you want me to?
I can.
Okay.
So this would be like something fast where the banjo would be kind of pushing out front of the beat,
How about Sleep With One Eye Open?
Okay.
Medium
Yeah,
tempo.
yeah, great.
In A.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just found out today that little game you play. Well, I've been sleeping all my life away.
so that would be, I think those would be pretty reasonable examples of in that first one, whenever I was playing, whenever I was taking a lead on it, I was really trying to sit out on the front. I'm not playing my notes before her, but I'm just pushing, as early, coming in as early as I can and giving it that drive. That's what kind of makes everything feel like it's pushing forward. Then on that second one, it's more like sitting as far back on the end as you can it's
Create
just
another
it's just this
tension.
little kind of tension. It's a different kind of tension, kind of the opposite tension, if you will, or similar.
Where you're playing
equal
your
and opposite
lead.
reaction.
A little, not behind, but on the back end of the beat, and the band is playing right on or even a little bit out front, so it creates a tension.
It almost helps.
Propel the song.
Yeah, it almost helps, because playing at slow tempos can be actually really hard. I'm sure some of y'all have noticed, in a jam situation, a lot of times it's like everything's just like fast, everyone wants to play really fast. Sometimes people want to play faster than they even can really play. But a jam, it's less often to be in a jam where you play something at a slow tempo and it really stays there and sits down and feels really comfortable without speeding up. It's a really tough thing to do. And being able to be, especially for the banjo, as it relates to the mandolin, being able to be aware of that kind of beat placement and sit in the right spot and hold it down is really almost holds everyone back maybe in the right way. Keeps everyone comfortable, seated, not trying to go crazy.
Question, did you also do it on the chop or only when you took the lead?
That's a good question. It's more pronounced on the lead, I mean, this is a little funny too because we don't have a rhythm guitar or anything, to be playing. So like different eras of bluegrass, in the old school bluegrass, the banjo chop was a really common thing. It would be loud in the mix. When the mandolin went to play a solo, you get, and then you get to more modern bands, like kind of after the Alison Krauss and Union Station and the Lonesome River Band. Those sounds, I guess the Lonesome River Band first. When the mandolin goes to play lead, the banjo just rolls. But it's quieter in the mix, and those things aren't they're balanced in a way that it's not like stepping on top of the mandolin. But I was doing more chopping. I often play in the more modern kind of way and don't chop as much, but when we're playing a duo like this, I kind of have to, just to stay out of her way. And I almost tried to we maybe reverse roles. When I go to the chop, I try and be very much in the center and give her the opportunity to move forward and backwards. And even there's even more of a map to it than that. It's kind of like it's a really common thing is for something to maybe, if you were playing behind the beat at a slower tempo, maybe right at the end of your solo, you move the other way and you go right in front of the beat to have like some snap. You're kind of like snapping it all back together. That's one of the things that Tony Rice is really, really good at, playing a solo, and then right at the end of the solo, just kind of pushing up to the front of the beat, so it's kind of like it kind of feels like it's snapping back together. I know that's like those are things. It's like things that you don't always think about when you're listening to music, But if you go listen to some of the way the rhythm section, especially on those bluegrass album band records, the way the rhythm section works together with Tony's.
Are you guys familiar
rhythm
with
guitar
Bluegrass
playing.
Album Band? Yeah.
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 There's some really good rhythm stuff there.
There's a lot of really good overall. There's a lot that you can take from those recordings, just from the rhythm to the backup to the notes that they play, the harmony, the way they sing.
So if y'all don't know the Tony Watt and Laura
Laura
Warshaw, I'm
Warshaw.
sure you know. I'm sure everyone
We're the
knows.
lesser half of Jenny's band, Palmetto Bluegrass.
Oh, sure.
Anybody see our set on Friday? Yeah. Of course.
man, look, we're already in stage formation too. All we're missing is Daytona Planet right here.
The bass player, you know?
We should have. He's
Slackers.
right.
I swear,
Thanks.
winter, you came prepared for the winter.
I did. She's a southern girl now, so this is a little scary, I'm sure.
Yes.
Is this why you left?
Is that what?
Is that why you left?
It is, yeah. After my third winter, I said, I'm not gonna ever do another New England winter.
Yeah. I
I'm
am.
glad you came back for this.
Me
just
too.
To, you know, get a little taste.
So now tonight.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
We just did.
You just
No, we just did Sleep with One Eye Open, so very similar. Do you sing? Do you sing lead on that? So one of y'all? You sing lead on that, right?
On Somehow Tonight?
Yeah.
See how much the banjo player pays attention to
Right.
the inner workings of the
Exactly.
vocals.
All I know is that I sing baritone parts. And that is it. Y'all just missed. I just sang lead on a song, but y'all missed it. So
Oh.
I sang "Little Girl in Mine" in Tennessee.
I love that
Actually.
song.
Do you sing? Do you sing lead on that? So one of y'all? You sing lead on that, right?
On Somehow Tonight?
Yeah.
See how much the banjo player pays attention to
Right.
the inner workings of the
Exactly.
vocals.
All I know is that I sing baritone parts. And that is it. Y'all just missed. I just sang lead on a song, but y'all missed it. So
Oh.
I sang "Little Girl in Mine" in Tennessee.
I love that
Actually.
song.
Should have been here.
You missed it.
We could do a recap with like the intro to the first song you did, the first verse to the next song that you did, and the chorus to
Yes,
the other
right.
song
With
that
another
you did.
song, right.
Just to help us get caught up.
No. Um, This would be, the reason I suggested this song just now was because thinking about, we were just talking about those Bluegrass Album Band recordings, and this one is kind of this is like a tempo where it would probably be like mostly, or at least the banjo would probably be mostly sitting in the middle of the beat, and then just do some of those things like right at the end of lines and stuff like that, where you kind of snap to the front and kind of push the whole thing forward, and then sit back down on the middle of the beat. And maybe that'll be more apparent with rhythm guitar.
Because we'll be doing the same thing, swelling in those spaces between the vocals, and
Right.
you'll probably be able to pick up on what
Want me to like Rice
We're doing.
style?
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
was kind of explaining the push and pull thing. Yeah. So.
Somehow tonight I feel lonely, my darling.
pick up on the subtleties of those little things, but there's kind of snapping and pushing and pulling at the end of the forms and stuff like that. That's a stylistic thing. I think I would say that it's like we're all the most into that type of, you know what I mean? If you focus on Flat and Scruggs, that stuff was going on there too, but they weren't maybe as in tune to it. You know, later on you get to those bands like the Lonesome River Band, and they were really hip to that stuff and really focused on it. And I think we all share the
Yeah.
love of that subcategory of bluegrass, if you will. You know, so we play that. Our band, this band, just kind of naturally played that way together without ever really talking about it.
Yeah,
And then,
dissected it over the years
uh-huh.
together. It really comes out when you play it.
Having a bass really helps with that too. You would notice, if Josh was here, so like, for example, you probably noticed in that way, like you could probably hear me pushing and pulling against Tony and Jenny, but if Josh was here, you would also have been able to notice the similar interactions between Tony and Josh, separate from, or between probably Jenny and Tony as a unit and Josh as a, you know, they would do similar things against his rhythm, you know, so.
Yeah, it's weird to think, but if everybody played in time perfectly, like if you program this into a computer and had it play it, you know, it wouldn't sound good at all, really. It's
Right.
it's the contrast between where the people are putting their notes that makes it, gives it this real tension that's, doesn't sound out of time, it just sounds really exciting.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
gives you that funny feeling.
The good kind
The
of funny
good,
feeling.
the good funny feeling.
Not the stranger danger, but. Y'all have any other we got like 15 more minutes or something, if anyone's got any. Oh, okay, maybe 5 more minutes. We have like an hour, if anyone.
We're gonna be here all night.
Right, yeah.
Go get some lunch, come back, we'll still be here. Should we play another song while y'all are still here? I think we should take advantage.
Oh, yeah.
I think we should.
Yeah. Yeah,
5, I don't know.
yeah.
Mhm.
Come fine.
Cool.
I don't have to sing tenor on this one, so I'll say yes. It's a little early for the tenor lines on this side of this side of the stage, at least.
The festival morning.
This song, what is this song called? We have to sing through the
Broken Hearted
whole
Lover.
thing to get to the line of the song that
Right.
says the name of the song. It's called Broken Hearted Lover. I think it's actually a Carter Findlay song, but I got it from Third Time Out, which is another kind of modern band that uses a lot of this kind of swelling and pushing and has a really specific feel for timing.
Mhm.
It's nice and groovy.
How can I be feeling happy?
hate to pick and run, but I
Yeah,
gotta
we
go
got,
to the
we got the
workshop.
5 minute
I
sign
gotta-
at the beginning of that last one, so I guess.
Thanks for coming, guys.
Yeah.
Let us crash your car.
Oh, man.
Anytime.
Y'all are welcome anytime.
Well, it sounds like you'll be here all afternoon.
Right, yeah, come on back,
Get done with your workshop, just come back.
man. Uh-huh.
You guys also know where to go crash now,
Right, yeah. Right, now it's our turn to come crash your workshop.
Exactly.
That's right. Please, please.
Yeah, any other questions? I guess we're about done. We got the 5 minute warning at the beginning of that last
Question
one.
on blues. Now, would you, everybody pull back on the beat? Because usually if you do a slow blues, isn't it kind of after the beat? How
Yeah,
would
blues-
that work?
Blues and jazz are very common for being on the back, very lazy feeling, way back into the beat. I mean, even farther back than what we do in bluegrass, you know. And I think, you know, I haven't dissected that music as much. I mean, I have with jazz, you know, not the blues so much, but it's a similar thing. You know, I think that everyone is sitting further back. I mean, I think the bass player is probably more in the middle of the beat, and the soloist is really on the back of the beat, as opposed to in bluegrass, maybe just the whole thing is moved up, you know?
So finding that balance, and especially playing with someone else who can push the beat forward, that's when you create the tension and get the effect that you're going for. But it's not a slowing down, it's just a relaxed, just behind the beat, not enough to slow down.
So as a mandolin player, would you pretty much be on the beat, or could you also be one to slow it down?
I can also play a little behind the beat. If he's playing out front, I want to be either right on the beat or just a little bit behind to create the tension. And then if I'm playing a lot of times with a bass player who plays right on the beat, I'll play a little bit out front. If he's a little bit out front, then I'll play right on the beat, because that's the only way to create that sound without it becoming sort of just, it's more entertaining than, when you mess with the beat a little bit.
Yeah. Another thing that's true about this is that, like, you know, depending on which instrument is out front in the band, like when we're going around doing a fiddle tune or something like that, you'd have, when the banjo's out front, everyone will play on a certain place or whatever, you know, and then when the mandolin goes to take the lead, the roles all kind of switch. It's almost like all the jobs are still there, but they change locations, you know? So like maybe before I needed to be out front and she needed to sit in the middle, and then like behind Tony's guitar solo, and then maybe Laura plays fiddle, and neither of us went, like we were both playing rhythm before and we're both playing rhythm now, but we might swap job, you know, there's no hard and fast rule, but it's kind of like all the bases need to be covered at any given point, and so when you play with the people and you're aware of it enough, we just go, it's like, oh, well, everything just moved and they went there and they went there, so I need to go here, you know, and it's just, you don't have to think about it like that, you know, it just naturally happens once you're comfortable with it, but, so it's kind of like everyone takes turns doing the different things, you know.
Thank you guys for coming.
Yeah, thank you.